episode 417 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. I will be talking all about tonight's episodes of WWE Friday Night Smackdown, featuring the 1,000 days celebration of the head of the table, the tribal chief, the WWE undisputed champion Roman Reigns, and tonight's episode of AEW Rampage Championship Friday, featuring title matches from AAA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Ring of Honor, right here, right now. 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Welcome, Wrestling Fanatics, to tonight's episode of the podcast. I am Lance Brock, your host. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Hope everyone had a great Friday. And as you just heard in that preview, tonight, all about WWE Friday Night Smackdown and AEW Rampage. And after those two recaps, I will be talking about a little bit of the news going on in the world of pro wrestling. But first, let's get started. Tonight's episode of WWE Friday Night Smackdown on Fox. And SmackDown was live tonight from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. The commentators tonight, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett, as always. And tonight's episode of SmackDown kicks off with a video package focusing on tonight's 1,000-day celebration for the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns. And then we go into the arena with the WWE United States Champion Austin Theory. Theory is shown for a little bit, and then we go right back to another video package focusing on Roman Reigns. And then once again back to the arena with Austin Theory, and we have but first Austin Theory does cut a promo, and he says it is impressive, Roman Reigns, the 1,000 days, but he said he's going to be the United States champion for 1,000 days, maybe 2,000, 3,000 days. And he said if WWE keeps giving him guys like Sheamus, he's going to be the United States champion forever. And now our opening match on SmackDown tonight, a 6-man tag. Austin Theory teaming with Pretty Deadly to take on the Brawling Brutes. And I think this one was a pretty good match tonight. A good opener for this week's SmackDown. And the finish sees Austin Theory pin Ridge Holland to score the win for his team. And the OC, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, the Good Brothers, are in action next against Hit Row, Ashanti the Adonis, and Top Dollar. And the Good Brothers pick up the victory here tonight. And then we get the Grayson Waller effect with the women in the women's Money in the Bank match, or I should say the women who want to qualify for the Money in the Bank. And this ends up leading to our first women's, I think it's our first, or did we have one on Monday, but a qualifying match now, and Zelina Vega defeats Lacey Evans. Not too surprised that they would put Zelina in the Money in the Bank match for the women with at Backlash a couple weeks ago, the match with Rhea Ripley. I know it was in Puerto Rico, so she was over there, but I think she could do pretty good in this match. And just one thing though, Lacey Evans, I don't know why, but they're too, I don't know how to say it, like too, sometimes they bring her back for a little bit, like they really want to push her, and then she goes away for a while, and then they bring her back, and then they're too start and stop, I guess, with her, I guess you could say. Because sometimes it seems like they really want to focus on her, make her a star of the women's division, and then just after a couple weeks or so, maybe, then they just kind of like forget about her. But Zelina Vega will be in the women's Money in the Bank match July 1st. And LA Knight defeats Montez Ford in another Money in the Bank qualifying match for the men's Money in the Bank. And like I mentioned in the preview, we have the 1,000 days celebration for the Universal Champion Roman Reigns. And earlier in the night, we saw Paul Heyman in the back with Adam Pearce. And they say that the Usos are not invited. And then Paul Heyman gets his iPhone and tells Siri to call Roman Reigns as he walks away. And now time for the 1,000 days celebration. And Triple H is there to present Roman Reigns with a new Universal Championship. Now he'll only be holding one title. And this one is not really, I wouldn't say too different. Still big WWE logo in the middle, but instead of the black background like the WWE Championship, it's gold. And then has the Roman Reigns logos on the side plates. Not bad looking title, but I wouldn't say it's really anything that special either. And like I said about the Raw World Heavyweight Championship that they came out with is one of the reasons I wouldn't be surprised at all if is why they came out with a new title, is to sell replicas. And guess what? Just a little bit after that new title was introduced by Triple H, the replicas were on sale at WWEshop.com, just as expected. I haven't looked at the prices just yet, but probably the usual prices of most of the replicas that are on WWEshop.com. And the Usos, even though they're not invited, show up to the celebration anyway. And Roman actually tells Jey Uso to kick his own brother Jimmy in the face. He does not do it. And Jimmy cuts a really good promo here, I thought. Says Jay is his brother. Says Solo is his brother. And at one point also Roman has Solo. He gives him the mic thinking he's going to be on his side. And Solo, who doesn't speak very often, is more of the silent enforcer of the bloodline, got on the mic and spoke. I acknowledge you, my tribal chief, but those are my brothers. And Solo walks over to the Usos and stands with his brothers. And Jimmy says Roman Reigns is going to be on the island of relevancy all alone. But actually, he didn't mention he would still have the wise man Paul Heyman with him, though. But I know what he was getting at. But Jay, once again, tries to be kind of the peacemaker, I guess you could say. And then Jimmy pie faces Roman. And then Jimmy says Jay is right. He tries to talk to Roman. Says he's their brother. Says they can get back to ruling WWE again like they have been. Roman looks like he agrees with Jimmy and then actually gives him a hug. But then he says no. And lets go of the hug. And then at this time, Solo Sikoa hits his brother Jimmy with the Samoan spike, laying out Jimmy Uso. And at this time, Jay is shot. And Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman leave the ring together as they go up to the entrance. You can hear Paul Heyman ask Roman Reigns, what about Jay? And quite a swerve here on SmackDown tonight. Would not be surprised after this episode tonight that we could see a tag team match sometime down the road. Roman and Solo taking on the Usos after what happened. I don't really see them having Jay turn on his brother Jimmy. That's what I think is going to happen anyway. Jay's going to side with his brother. The Usos are going to stay strong together and take on Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, their cousin and their brother. So that was tonight's episode of WWE Friday Night Smackdown on Fox. And I thought this was actually, in my opinion anyway, a pretty good episode of SmackDown this week. Had some pretty good wrestling. I thought the 1000 Days celebration was actually pretty entertaining. And then now we go over to TNT for AEW Rampage Championship Friday, which was taped Wednesday night in San Diego, California. The commentators for tonight, good old JR Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur. No Chris Jericho on commentary for Rampage tonight. It is Championship Friday, so we start off with a championship match, and it is for the AAA Mega Championship. El Hijo del Vikingo taking on Jericho and Commander in a really good match here to kick off Rampage, and it is Vikingo winning this one to retain the Mega Championship. And next up, the New Japan Pro Wrestling NJPW World TV Championship is on the line as Zack Sabre Jr. versus Action Andretti. Another really good match here, and this one actually kind of surprised me, to be honest. Not that I thought it was going to be a bad match or anything. Zack Sabre Jr., great. Action Andretti has been very impressive. More recently has been competing on Ring of Honor on Honor Club. This was a pretty entertaining match though. Zack Sabre gained the win via submission to retain the title. And also the NJPW Strong Women's Championship is on the line. Emi Sakura taking on Willow Nightingale. They mentioned how Willow defeated Mercedes Moné to win that championship, and Jim Ross wishes her a speedy recovery. Another good match on this episode of Rampage. Willow retains the title, getting the win. And in the Rampage main event for this week, the Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling Championship is on the line. Tetsutori Shibata takes on Will Moriarty, and Moriarty impressed me in this one. Actually had a pretty good match with Shibata. Of course, Shibata was great in this one, and he retains the Pure Championship, defeating Moriarty. And after the match, we see Daniel Garcia, who is a former Ring of Honor Pure Champion, make his way down to the ring and have a face-to-face stare-down with Shibata. So this is kind of a tease for a possible future title match. Could be at Forbidden Door. Wouldn't be surprised if we see those two face off for their championship there. So that was tonight's episode of AEW Rampage Championship Friday. I thought another good episode of wrestling tonight. Both shows, SmackDown and Rampage, in my opinion, were very good tonight. We had some good wrestling on this Friday night. And now to get into a little bit of news going on in the world of pro wrestling. WWE Hall of Famer, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, has revealed that he is suffering from brain trauma from his career in pro wrestling. And recently, he has been in the news with his son about cheating I think the state or something, or money that was supposed to go to charity, maybe a lot of money, and so there was some trouble there, but still not good news though. And also Braun Strowman, who has not been seen on WWE TV in a little bit, has revealed that he recently underwent neck fusion surgery, so I'm sure he's going to be out for quite a while. Braun Strowman isn't the only WWE superstar to have the neck fusion surgery. As of late, not too long ago, Robert Roode also posted on his social media that he had the neck fusion surgery and also is going to be out for quite a while. So, wish both of them a speedy recovery. And that's all for tonight's episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, episode 417. Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in to this episode of the podcast tonight. Hope to have more episodes soon. Also, remember, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, or just want to say anything, give your thoughts on tonight's SmackDown and Rampage episodes. Leave them in the comment section, either on Spreaker or whichever website, whichever app you listen to 360 Wrestling Podcast on. Let me know what you thought of Rampage and SmackDown or anything else you want to talk about. And you can email me, 360wrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. Let me know your thoughts there as well. Also, if you want to advertise with 360 Wrestling Podcast, if you have a product or any kind of business you want to advertise, hopefully we can work and figure something out. Email 360wrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. And that's all. Like I said, hope to have more new episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic for everyone real soon. But one thing is for sure, tomorrow, the Saturday morning episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. I will talk to you then. But for now, I am Lance and I am a wrestling fanatic.